So this is actually a pretty cool story. I'm sure you guys maybe remember back in 2018 when Sacha Baron Cohen actually released his Who is America show, where he basically pranked a bunch of politicians and people who are in the arena of politics. He tricked them into hilarious interviews. He pretended to be this Israeli anti-terrorist guy, and he set these people up. So Roy Moore was one of them, some guy I think named like Jason Spencer, Dick Cheney, even Bernie Sanders. That Bernie Sanders one was hilarious. But here's what happened. You guys probably remember the Roy Moore case, or not the case, but the show segment that he did. And so Roy Moore actually sued Sacha Baron Cohen in court for defamation, and I think his wife sued for emotional distress. So what's great is Roy Moore has lost the lawsuit against Sacha Baron Cohen. So it says, a federal judge in New York on Tuesday handed a defeat to former Alabama Chief Justice Roy Moore in his lawsuit against actor and comedian Sacha Baron Cohen. In a 26-page ruling, U.S. District Judge John Cronan said Moore had waived his right to sue over a satirical segment that appeared on a 2018 episode of Cohen's comedy series, Who is America? Moore and wife Kayla brought the suit for defamation and emotional distress after the former judge was duped into sitting for an interview with the comedian. During the segment, Cohen posed as an Israeli anti-terrorism expert. It says, in his ruling, Cronan said Moore's claims were, quote, barred by the unambiguous contractual language that he agreed to be bound by. Additionally, Cronan ruled that Kayla Moore's claims were barred by the First Amendment. Quote, given the satirical nature of that segment and the context in which it was presented, no reasonable viewer would have interpreted Cohen's conduct during the interview as asserting factual statements concerning Judge Moore. And so I think this is important because when it comes to suing for defamation or libel, it's so hard to actually be successful with that. It's incredibly, incredibly difficult to be able to win these kinds of cases. And it's not even necessarily that defamation is about like whether or not something was a lie. It is really about the combination of something being a lie and causing damage to somebody. So if you said something that wasn't true that didn't cause really any damage to anybody, I don't think you can really win a defamation suit. I mean, suing in court in the first place is to sue for damages. But if someone said something false and there were no damages, I don't see how you could win the case. And just given the fact that this was something that was so obviously comedy, it was comedic, it was satirical, it was not serious, it was not asserting factual statements about him, even if the clear contractual language didn't exist that clearly barred him from suing for defamation, which I'm sure Sacha Baron Cohen knew and probably had that in the contract, right, in the contract writing. But even if that didn't exist, I find it hard to believe that a judge would have actually awarded, Roy Moore here in this case, because all that was clearly a comedic segment. So, I don't understand how that's really possible. It was not real. It was a joke. It was a meme. Like, it's like suing someone over a meme. I don't see how it's possible. It's insane. But I'm really glad to see that Roy Moore has lost this case. He's obviously, it seems to be a pretty big piece of shit with all of his past that we are aware of. The segment that Sacha Baron Cohen did with him was absolutely hilarious. It was super hilarious in it when he actually, he gets up to leave. He's leaving the interview in a fit of rage. And even then, the detector is still beeping. That was absolutely hilarious. So this is a pretty good story to see. I'm glad to see that Roy Moore has lost this one.